Roll Tide. Whoa, we do it at the same time.
We did not even. That was good. That was good, Daniel.
It emerges naturally from our it emerges naturally from our souls. It's Gigi, no Re.
Dagnabbit, we messed up the audio a bit in this one, and so it sounds like we're underwater. We hope, dear listener, that, nevertheless, the idea itself is perceptible even through this brutish form.
And special episode, it's Roll Tide or Nah 2, the sequel. Roll Tide or Nah, what is it? It's a show where we bring up a subject and then we express our opinion toward that subject in a binary fashion. Roll Tide or Nah.
When can we expect the prequel?
What are you talking about, baby?
Well,
Roll Tide or Nah 0?
Every single series has a prequel eventually. So if this is the sequel, when's our prequel?
Our next one will be Roll Tide or Nah 0.5.
Pre-saving.
Half. It'll be like name some kind of Kingdom Hearts game where it's like 355 divided by 2, dream by sleep, drippy drop. That'll be the next Roll Tide or Nah. But for now, it's just 2. It's just Roll Tide or Nah 2. I'm Daniel. Go ahead, Tim.
It's Tim.
Jim.
It's Jim, guys.
John.
All
right. If you haven't listened, dear listener, to our previous Roll Tide or Nah, why don't you rectify that mistake? Go listen to that. Is this going to be any good? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, we're going to start with we're going to
snort.
We're going to start with controversy. Here's the topic. I'm going to say it, and then everybody, all at once, just say what you think, and then you can elaborate if you want. Okay. All right. Zach S. Roll Tide or Nah.
Who?
I feel like I know who that is. Let me look him up in the PHP.
Wait.
I'm Googling him.
I think something to do with Dungeons and Dragons.
It is him, right?
No. It's that other thing that's not Dungeons and Dragons,
right? We ostensibly played this game.
Pathfinder, right? Wasn't he like one of the lead writers for Pathfinder 2E?
So I'm looking at Google, and he is not on the internet.
Huh. So is he listed as like a playtester for some kind of RPG?
Play testing provided by over 175,000.
Is he a drummer?
Additional consultation provided by... This is weird. It's like there's a... It's like I can read it. It's all blurry.
It's like nothing. Okay, well...
I don't know.
What were we even talking about?
This is too confusing. We've never had this happen before.
Can you read that back to us? What is that?
Must be a
you can't even read it anymore.
There's just an X in the checkbox, but there's no text beside it. It's like it's not even there anymore.
I don't even know.
Let's move on. Forget that, listener. Just skip by that the next time you listen to this episode. Live service games. What's a live service game, Tim?
Or games as a service.
Gas. You're looking a little bit gassy tonight.
Yeah. So as I understand it, you have a game. That game is released. You are expected to play it all the time. Or at least on a very regular basis, probably weekly, if not daily. You expect things from that game. Yeah. And you get rewards from those games that you can then put back into, I don't know, non-gameplay affecting things like skins and emotes and such.
What are some examples of live service games? I'm glad you asked, Daniel. Let me answer that question. Fortnite, PUBG, Anthem,
Destiny.
Technically, Monster Hunter World. Although Monster Hunter World doesn't really care about that. You get a little login bonus every day, but that's pretty much.
Black Ops 4.
Yeah, Blops 4. The Division. And any MMO. Yeah, any MMO is a live service game.
Yeah, any game that expects you to play this like all the time, and to be putting money into it,
literally
consistently over years.
I logged into Black Ops before I came over here to make sure I had my daily win.
Okay.
So that I wouldn't go past midnight. I don't know when it resets. I need to look that up. But I was like, if it resets at midnight, I need to make sure I have my win before I go to Tim's house.
Live service game. Roll Tide or Nah?
Nah.
Roll Tide.
I play them. I play the heck out of them, but nah.
Tim?
Nah.
So we've got one Roll Tide from Jim, and you don't actually play any of them, do you?
I don't actually. I don't.
From the people who do play them, no. From the people who doesn't, yeah. Roll Tide.
You played Fortnite, but you didn't play Fortnite
I didn't
daily.
play it like that at all. No.
I was hardcore into it for a while.
Oh, yeah, same.
Both single player and multiplayer.
Yeah.
I mean, PvE and PvP.
I'm feeling a lot of hate right now.
Yeah, I feel like
Are you feeling at the risk of being shunned from this community?
I feel like you're culturally appropriating.
I thought you were guys gonna say Roll Tide.
No,
I'm just kidding. Mm-mm. No, but really, I feel like it's something that's really important. in our society right now, there's an epidemic of nihilism, and to give people like purpose in their lives and direction, I feel like it's important to have these games as service. And to me, I feel like the world would be a much worse place, and people would have even more meaningless.
I will say this.
Wow.
It would be
Deep cuts.
they would be given over to bitterness and resentment, and probably kill themselves.
I think it's great that it gives purpose to a lot of people, Jim. However, I feel like you're running in the wrong circles. You need to come to church with us, so you're not hanging out with all these nihilists that are making you depressed and make you want to give so much money to these games as a service.
I don't play any of the games. That's the irony. Like you guys play them and then hate them.
So
John,
here's the
John,
thing. I'm thankful that because these games are designed the way they are and people spend money on them and get invested in them the way they do, it makes it cheaper for me to play the game.
True.
In a lot of cases. Not every case, but a lot of cases.
Yes, as a boy who has to be more conscientious of his leisurely money expenditures, that's good. Mm-hmm. So as someone who maybe is in a position to be less conscientious of such
Tim's
things,
got to flex on people over here.
Yeah.
this is the burden that I carry. The burden I bear. The reason I say no is for most of my and still really most of the games I like to play are single player games. I don't like playing video games with other people generally because I like to experience it. I just like to be lost in it and experience it, the whatever story or whatever someone's playing it. I don't like to play it just to pass time.
You don't want like 8-year-olds like teabagging.
And I don't want 8-year-olds teabagging me and using language that I would not use in most situations.
Learn to play, noob.
Pont. But Destiny 2 is probably the only game that is follows that structure that I have actually gotten into and played for over a year now and enjoyed most of that time. But at the same time, I'm very conflicted because when there's like new content out for that, I feel like, oh, I need to be a part of this, and I kind of want to do it, but then I kind of want to be like, surely there's a game I could play.
Yeah,
like back my JRPG days.
That's what I'm saying.
I loved.
Do you know your total hours put into that game?
Don't say it. It'll be on the net forever.
I could tell you by going onto my Discord clan and using Charlemagne to tell me how much I've played. Now, but those numbers are slightly skewed because there are many times where I've been working from home and I just had it on in the background, but it ended up just working, but it was still logging my hours, even though I just had it on another screen.
So can we talk about like the true cost? So you bring up the cost. You say, well,
probably 400 to 500 hours.
You're like all these other people playing it. It's awesome because it makes it cheaper. It makes it cheaper for me.
It does.
That's amazing. But here's the thing: the cost you're not really counting is the opportunity cost.
Bruh.
How much?
Actually, no. There's my time in Destiny 1.
That's a lot of hours.
That's kind of small numbers compared to
it was like 28 days.
Yeah. So how much did that really cost you?
The game?
672 hours of work? What could you have done in 672 hours?
Yeah, no kidding.
Bruh. Bruh.
If I invested that 620
Dropping
72
truth
hours,
bombs.
if I spent that time trying to get like a real estate wholesaling off the ground or something like that, I could be making like a lot of money.
Imagine if you'd done 672 hours of sit-ups.
But life is more than just money and how you look, guys.
I'd be a super Chad.
It's the quality of those hours.
Hey,
spent.
guys, super Chad, roll tide or no?
I don't know what a super chat is.
It's when you.
I know what a
give
chat
people
is.
money.
I can't even imagine what a super chat is.
Is that the same thing as like a hanging chad?
Like a rip Chad. Like
I thought you said super chat.
Super Chad.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think all chads are super.
Yeah.
Are they bringing me tendies?
Chad doesn't bring tendies. At best, nuggies.
He doesn't even bring that honey musty.
Bruh.
All right. So I hate live service games because even if I kind of like the game, it makes it feel like work.
Yes, that's also what
I don't want my games to feel like work. Also, we gotta turn the sound off. Hey Tim, can you do that?
Wait. I need to revise a previous statement.
Okay, revise that statement.
784 hours.
Oh no.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine. You just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That's a lot of hours.
Bruh.
Imagine if you did 700 hours of push-ups.
I mean, I don't know. There's only so much push-ups.
There's only so much you can do.
Only so much push-ups can go until you start adding weight.
And so I think
Build that muscle.
the record for pull-ups in 24 hours is like 3,000 something.
It's amazing.
No thanks.
That's so many.
But why though?
Exactly. Why not?
Oh man.
So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So these games, they want to trade like this perceived value that they're just meting out to you for your work. Like it's like work, and they give you just like a little bit, and you're like, oh yay, I got value. Oh, look how much I'm doing in this game. But
And it's a very
they're just trying to keep you hooked. you
Yeah,
know?
it's a different model for monetization. So you know, at the old days where they make a game, it's a finished product. Here you go. It's on a disc. It's on a cartridge. Done. I mean, there's virtually nothing after that. Before we had, the next evolution was downloadable content, right? And then where they could just start adding on little things. Where some people would make the argument, well, the game was technically unfinished, and then they added in downloadable content that you paid in addition to that. It's time to stop. Daniel doesn't like this conversation. And then
I feel like everything's been said.
yeah, and then the next
As I interrupt Tim's thing,
the next step was games as a service was like, oh well, just subscribe in some form or fashion, and we'll just keep delivering something to you, I guess, over a period of time. And
Listen, I've been having
maybe it's
big
finished,
thinks.
maybe it's not.
I've been having big thinks about this. That's for another time. I've been thinking about my ideal D&D game, and it would be a live service. However, existing live services that are meant to be skinnery, I don't like it.
Hey, so
True.
I would like to.
Although, wait. I do want to say that I do enjoy some of the games, like when we play with our patrons, patreon.com/DJNori, when we play games that are like Apex Legends or Fortnite with our patrons and with each other, I have fun doing it, but it's just,
always fun, actually. Always good.
I don't enjoy the live service bit of it because I feel manipulated.
If you were to choose what game can
So-
you play right now by yourself, it would not be one of those.
No, it would
No,
not.
I feel like if it were to be like a live service game like you're describing, you'd have to reward the person's play with extra content in
Listen,
terms of like
hey,
story stuff,
sweety-
like week to week.
Sweetie,
Are we going to
just-
talk
that would
more
be
about
my
this
jam.
another
we're
time?
going to talk more about it. I'll probably it might be on my other podcast, but
The ones that we're not.
yeah, Special Boy.
So we can't put our opinions into
Daniel's
that
Special
and
Boy
ruin it for 'em.
podcast. Although you can have a podcast where you say, Daniel, here's why you're wrong.
Daniel's like, no one can disagree with me now.
I am the dungeon master of this podcast.
I'm always right.
I'm all the players too.
Hey, so you know what? We never like have giveaways or anything, right? It's not something we've
What
done.
would we give away?
No, I
can-
mean
we can-
technically we gave away more swag than we promised.
We
last
give
time.
away our
we
opinions.
can give away my Epic account so somebody can have the Black Knight on Fortnite.
Oh, people would pay
Wow.
good money for that.
Yeah.
To the first
I think-
$20 a month patron, you can get John's legit Fortnite character account.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any of the newer stuff, but I got the old
I
OG
hope
stuff.
you have not saved any of your payment.
Like it
information
probably
on
has
that
like a monetary value though. Like it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure I could go online and sell it. I thought about it, going online and selling it because I have all the battle pass stuff from the first several battle
Do it.
passes that people
Like some
can't get anymore.
8-year-old would
Do
super
it.
duper want that.
Yeah.
Do it.
Mom, give me the 3 numbers on the back of the credit card.
Turn off the light.
I had one credit card one time. The 3 numbers in the back were 069. It was the easiest to remember ever. I was so sad when I got a new card and that wasn't on there anymore.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
All right. So do we need to talk about XCOM? I feel like I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, we don't have to.
No.
I'm gonna.
I want to say
There are
one
only
thing.
two people who.
No. Wait. Sorry. I'm neglecting my duty and I'm neglecting the purpose of Roll Tide or Nah. Even if we don't talk about it, we just give an opinion.
It's true.
See.
XCOM.
Wait. XCOM UFO Defense.
Let's just talk about XCOM in general. Listen,
Okay.
just don't read into it more.
Okay.
XCOM. Roll Tide or Nah.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
No.
No.
Okay, I want to talk about it. Okay. I said that I didn't want to talk about it, but I want to talk about it. So it's cool. I've not played any of the games.
Wait, what?
I suggest if you can stomach it, please play the original. No. It is so good.
You're not allowed to have that opinion.
So no, check it out. It's like if you like D&D combat, you will like XCOM
Yes.
because it's D&D combat. It's
It
literally
is.
dice rolls on a grid.
Yes.
Okay.
Plus an ongoing campaign that you can win or lose.
Yes.
Like it's not just baby games. Like you can be good at it, and because there's like a meta game where you're investing in tech trees and this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a legit game. It's not just something you can. I mean, you can save scum, I guess, if you want. But
Like you have to research stuff.
Yeah. And
good.
so it's player skill, also like strategic skill, and then I don't know if this is the way it is with the original games, but I know in XCOM 2 You can customize your roguelike characters, like your actual dudes that go out and fight. Give them names and change their appearance. So a lot of people I see name their characters after their friends or the people they, and then hopefully they live, but they might die.
Yep.
Anyway,
That's what I did when I played the old school XCOM, and I was really young when I was playing old school XCOM, and I was really super into Stargate, and so all of my characters were named after Stargate characters.
I don't know if I would confess that.
Like my best guy was Jack O'Neill was the best.
Wow, thanks, Jim. Thanks for that Foley work in the
man.
background. Appreciate that.
And then
That was my heart dropping. I've never heard anyone actually say out loud, I was really into Stargate
dude,
at that time.
when I was a little kid, Stargate was my favorite TV show.
Wait, TV show? What are you? Oh, you're so young.
No, he's talking about the series.
No, I'm
He's not talking about the
absolutely
movie.
talking about this.
He's
I was talking about the
series.
movie. I was super into Stargate, the movie, which
The
is the only
movie,
thing
The
that
very
exists.
first movie.
I mean, I
right,
like the
started it all.
movie, but I was
Remember the
into show.
Pharaoh?
Yeah, that was so
Yeah.
dope.
Great imagery.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I think we talked about XCOM. It's good.
Top 3
Meh.
games of all time, in my opinion.
Metro Exodus. Tim. Oh, wait. I'm doing it wrong. Roll Tide or nah, Metro Exodus. Or I'll just say
Roll Tide.
Metro.
Retro.
Hey, what if you don't know about it? What do you
Metro
say?
Retro. Roll
You have
Tide.
to say something. You cannot abstain.
I don't even know what it is.
Well, then just
Just
roll
say
dice for it.
Say what it brings to mind.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide on even. Oh, Roll Tide.
All right.
What about you, Jim?
I'll just say Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Everybody roll tides. It's Russian FPS,
Yeah. so-
post-apocalyptic.
I like it. I
is
like
it
it in as much as it is like BioShock.
Is that the one that's like
I hate
really
BioShock.
creepy looking with
Nothing
like,
like Bioshock.
Okay, we're going to talk about BioShock next.
is that the really creepy looking one? Kind of gory.
I mean, that's every game.
There's a lot of games that fit that description.
It's like in subway stations underground, and there's a bunch of
No.
mutant creatures.
It's not the one I'm thinking about.
It is based upon a book series.
The one I'm thinking about reminded me very much of, I guess, Fallout-ish, but it was above ground.
Yeah. Well, so the newest one, the Metro 1 and 2 primarily take place in the Russian metro, subway station, tunnels, stuff like that. And briefly, you have periods where you can go above ground into ruined parts of Moscow to get from point A to point B.
Is this
and
the?
stuff.
Did you share a video of this game in the Discord?
I don't.
Our Discord, which you can access
True.
if you go to patreon.com/GNRE.
You shared a video of something.
It's a real thing.
There was some foreign game in Discord. It was like almost in a theme park or amusement park, but it was real creepy.
Okay, yeah, that was a while ago, and it is also being developed by a Russian company, and is similar to Fallout and stuff like that. But
Stalker?
no, it was a completely different. Like it's a new game IP,
Never mind.
and it was I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it, but it
Okay,
looked
but
crazy.
that's not the one we're talking about.
Correct, not the same thing. The newest Metro, and it follows a single character who's got like a whole story, and there's this whole family that they carry throughout the games. Anyway, the newest one is different in that you aren't mostly not in the Metro. They add a slight open world mechanic to it in different areas that you travel to when you're trying to find a place to live outside of the Metro, basically. And
And did you enjoy it, Tim? Because I know you've beaten it.
I very much enjoyed it. I beat it today. It has some really nice punctuated sections of slow, quiet, methodical story beats to it, where you just interact with the characters, and so it's more about the characters that you are traveling with and where you're trying to go. And it's cool because you have like a wife, and
My wife.
and your wife's father is the colonel who leads your elite group of soldiers, and so it's got some interesting story beats to it that had some little feels at the very end of it. It was
Little
good.
feels. That's what everyone
It-
looks for in a video game.
It tugged the feels. It was good, and of course, all the Metro games they're very well polished in their visuals, and even though they're very dark, but they're still really good. Even though you have to get it on the Epic launcher, unfortunately, it's still
Wait,
good.
Epic?
You can only
Really?
get it.
Oh, that's
Epic
right. They
launcher.
delayed the release on Steam.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so they had some pre-orders on Steam. They still honor those, but they no longer sell it on Steam. You get it
Rip.
Epic launcher. But yeah, it's a good game. Probably
What game did I say we were going to talk about next and that I totally forgot?
BioShock.
BioShock.
Yeah.
BioShock. Roll Tide or no?
Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.
No.
Hot takes.
I really thought you would have liked that game, Daniel.
No.
It's one of the finest games.
Why?
Wait. Are we talking about BioShock 1, BioShock 2, BioShock Infinite, or BioShock as the concept of the BioShock genre?
How do you not love the aesthetic? I mean, really? Come on. How do you not love it?
Wait, my question first.
I only played the first one.
Yeah.
He's so opinionated.
I have played
His
none of them.
his
The
experience
later
is so
ones
limited.
aren't better.
Well,
I
I
feel
mean, I
like
would say
they are.
Bioshock 1 and Bioshock Infinite are pretty equal in terms of gameplay. Bioshock 1 is better in its philosophical beats and what it's trying to evoke there, and it's kind of its Ayn Randianism, if you will, and
I
stuff
feel
like that.
I feel like the Infinity is I feel like it's more like a parody of the first one almost.
A little bit, but
Like
the ending, the ending was more convoluted, but kind of cool in a way.
Yeah, but the characters were great. Action
Yeah.
was great. It was a
Yeah.
great game.
Okay, so
But the first one is an amazing game. I mean,
it was definitely different compared to. I mean, I understand where they're coming from, kind of pulling a spiritual successor to
System Shock.
System Shock 2, yeah, which I played back in the day, and that was great. And
I never did.
I'm glad that so opinionated on so many things that he has never actually played. Or
wait, but why don't you like BioShock 2 though?
No. Me and Bioshock 1. Me?
Yeah.
No, it was a decent game in terms of gameplay. It did a lot good with that. I felt the story I didn't resonate as much with because of, I don't know. I liked how one fed off a lot of the, as a philosophy major, I appreciate a lot of stuff they were trying to bring up on something a little bit more obscure to the general populace.
I loved
and
going back
the
into
twist
the
in it,
space,
if you will.
like just going back into the space and kind of reliving a lot of it at a different time. Was
The
just a great
yes,
experience.
the level
Yeah, it was
design,
so
the
good.
environments, loved all that.
Yep.
Top notch me.
I enjoyed the aesthetic. That is all. The moral choices were boring. Do you want to be
Well,
bad
obviously.
or do you want to be good?
I mean, it's basically a first-person shooter. I mean, you're not going to get
Well,
it's not an RPG.
listen, they're putting choices in there. If you're going to put choices in there, make them good. Now, the other thing is I found that the philosophical characterization was cartoonish. I didn't enjoy that.
I mean, I don't think any of these people are philosophy majors.
Hey, Kevin Levine, the guy who makes it, pretends to be all deep and stuff.
A lot of people
So if he's
do.
going to do that, I mean, get Rand right. The other thing is
Hey.
So you feel like
shooting
Rand was
mechan-
misrepresented.
Yeah, it's in an annoying way. Like, if you're going to make something that's clearly inspired by X, just make it a good representation of X. They'll be more effective,
Huh.
regardless of what you think of X. So I found that annoying. The other thing is the shooting wasn't fun. The other thing was the
Wait. Shooting wasn't
I
fun?
don't think it was done well.
I think he means the gunplay mechanics,
Gunplay,
but
yeah.
the
But
powers.
what about the superpowers?
What
I
you
don't
call
like
them?
powers in games.
Okay, so the powers to me.
I play if there is a magic class, I don't play that class.
So what I liked
Cleric.
about it, no,
Cleric's
but
master class.
I love the creativity and the strategy that you could have with the magic thing. Like that was
Yes,
Deeply satisfying.
There are some cool synergies you could create, and
a lot of different approaches you could do.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I hated the respawn mechanic as well.
Listen to us, normies.
That's all. That's all I have to say.
Done. Got it. Opinions logged.
Battle Royale. Roll Tide or no?
No. Hard no.
I feel like I'm still roll tide on this one. Maybe I haven't had my fill of it. I don't know.
John's thinking about it real hard.
He's played a lot, but he's deciding whether or not that was time well spent.
So John's played a lot of Fortnite, and
Roll Tide-ish?
It's not an option.
No, it's roll.
wait, is it Blops that you played earlier to get your thing in?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm
Yes.
not playing the Battle Royale on Blops. I'm
or- Oh,
just-
okay.
yeah.
Oh, they have normal
I have,
multiplayer, right?
Yeah. I have played some of the Battle Royale, and it's okay. I don't know. I got real burnout on Fortnite, and so it's probably not a good time to ask me this question.
It's the perfect time. So roll Tide or no?
Probably not right now.
Okay, roll Tide. I mean, no.
I still believe in the dream that is
But you don't
Battle
actually
Royale.
you don't actually play Battle Royales though.
So look, I want
I-
to try Apex. I haven't tried it yet. It looks
I
sweet.
will play Apex. I'll play Apex.
Play Apex tonight.
We'll see.
Go home and we'll play Apex.
Maybe.
I mean, I've got to download it, but it's
I might
gonna
have
be
to
on
go home
the
and play Black
PlayStation.
Ops. We'll see.
Is it on the PlayStation?
Yes.
It's both. It's on PC and PlayStation.
Okay, so we can play it on the PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play it on PlayStation. I like
do it.
Fortnite. I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. But maybe
It's fun
I just
playing it with
didn't-
people, but that's just
Yeah.
because almost anything is fun when you play with people. That you
Correction.
like.
Unless you're Tim.
When you play with friends.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
so what is to not like about a battle royale?
So I don't like that there's no point. I mean, the
Wait, what?
competition is the point. I understand that.
Okay.
And then just hanging out with your friends and having fun. But that's irrespective of the actual content of the game. I don't like that there's no narrative progression in the game. I have to have that. I've decided.
That's
or
actually
I don't care.
something that Black Ops did is they incorporated their story into the Battle Royale world, And as you did certain things, you would unlock different portions of the story, and certain portions of the map change to where you can find clues to figure out what's going on in the story on different areas of the map as you unlock different.
That to me,
That's a very thin
that
quote story.
It is.
that to me is even worse, honestly.
It is, but I think the concept, if it was better executed, would be kind of cool.
So-
But I don't think it was executed
And
well.
I feel like each game can be its own little story.
All right, so I don't like battle royale. Everything that Daniel said, I agree with.
What?
Even more so the point of
hold up. Are you holding his hand?
anything about competition and being good. That's not why I play games. It's not. I mean, generally because I'm not like awesome at any game, but just because yeah, that's just not how I choose to spend my time. I'm there for a story, an experience. Play it, be done with it, move on to the next thing.
I enjoy clowning on noobs.
And I don't care about that at all. And
John's worn out his R3 button. Just teabagging those boys, or L3.
Dude, when I was playing Halo, it wasn't like it just wasn't, it was a different stigma about teabagging, but man, it was every kill, every single one. It's like, I sniped you across the map, I'm going to sprint across the map just so I can teabag you.
it's a different time, boys.
Now, if I see somebody doing it, I'm like, you phallic instrument, and then I shoot them.
So progress. Very, very
Woke-ish.
mature. Wow.
Yeah.
So you'd want to have a story involved. Is that possible? With
I just
Battle
mean in
Royale?
game. I'm talking about battle royales.
Yeah. Is it possible?
Pretty much inherently, as they have existed, that's not possible. It's not done. It's not. It's not commensurate with the style.
Even
with
if
the
they
genre.
could.
You know, I guess Fortnite kind of tried to do it too, didn't they?
Yeah, but think about it. It's so slow. You have to wait months
Yeah.
to have a sort of story.
And you're unlocking
that's not
these, like,
really a story. And it's not
screens.
drama. It's not drama.
No.
Even
You
if they could, I wouldn't want to do it because I'm being forced to do a competitive multiplayer type scenario, and that's what I just don't like about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's me.
even Doom. Like I just finished playing Doom.
Oh, so fun.
That has more story in it than Fortnite has ever had, even
Yeah.
though it's not much.
Oh, there's an ancient dude in prophecy, and you're a dude that kills demons. Go kill them.
And you also have this
Duke Nukem
aspect of
probably
being
has more
like
story.
Yep.
of it being like ludicrously one-sided,
Oh,
and like so there are these huge power disparities. Like your character at the start just kicks the crap out of everybody. Like you just grab them and like squish their heads, and you can kill how many people do you kill on the first level of Doom? I mean, really, like 200?
I don't know. That doesn't matter to me though.
No, but I'm saying then it can also be a big power disparity the other way. There could be like a giant boss, and those are kind of things you can't capture in a battle royale. So unless you're super good or super sucky, I guess.
mean, the medium might evolve, but it'll never be suited to what I would like in games, which is typically drama. I don't play like games for the challenge, really. Even though I like hard games like Dark Souls, I really play those games for the story.
No,
Weirdly enough,
come on.
I do, and you can tell because I got a high voice. All right, so set piece combat. Roll Tide or no? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
So I feel dumb.
Then just say Roll Tide or no. Just
What
do
is
it.
what is set piece
You
combat?
just don't ask. Just say Roll Tide or no.
You all said roll tide, so I'm gonna say no.
Okay. So set
Contrarian.
piece combat is typically used in RPG tabletop games where combat mechanics probably have some sort of crunch to them. And more than that, instead of just being on a flat plane, there are many things in the environment to interact with that are complex as a layer over the standard combat rules. So in you never play D&D. We need to play D&D 4e like one time.
Ooh, yeah.
We've got to, just to show these people what we came out of. To show them Egypt again. We got to tell the stories to our children so they'll remember.
Can we put it on like
Build
a
the altar.
timer where we play it for only 1 hour?
You can't play it for just 1 hour. That's like half of one fight.
That's what I'm saying.
I played some hybrid 4E, and it just made me have no desire to play real 4E.
What do you mean, Pathfinder?
No, we did like this thing where we incorporated some 4E stuff.
Oh, that was, yeah, I know what you're
Dragon
talking
Con?
about. No, yeah, it was a Dragon Con.
Yeah, and gave me. I was like, man, I really have. That took every desire I had to ever even try 4E away.
I could whip something up that would probably be reasonably entertaining, and you could see what it's like. It's fun, but it's not the kind of thing I would want to do as a steady diet. I would think of it as like a thing that you could have as a campaign that's just sitting out there, and then occasionally we just return to it.
So I would do it if you created a scenario where it was like, okay, you get to do this thing that you'll never get to do in any of my games because it'll never be high enough level. Like, here, fight a real demon, or hey, let's fight a dragon. Okay, let's do this because I want to experience fighting a dragon. just
Oh my
'cause-
gosh, there's like 8,000 dragons just ready for you guys to fight in like all my campaigns. but you just haven't done
Are
it.
you
But
try-
we're
are you
not.
trying to
we
say
will
that-
never become a high enough level to fight a dragon
Are
in
you
your
trying,
campaign.
not
but are you trying to say that 4th edition is a better vehicle to fight dragons?
No.
Did you know how long a dragon fight would take in 4th edition?
It would take probably the same as any other fight.
I don't know.
No, it
How
would
long-
not.
how-
6 kobolds, 1 dragon, it's all the same.
Oh no, wait. We fought Tiamat as 20th level.
20th level.
5e.
Can we fight some?
Yeah,
mind
yeah, we
flayers?
did, and it
Okay.
took like 3 rounds or something.
But those 3 rounds each
we
took
melted
like
his face,
45 minutes.
Yeah.
her face, their face, their faces.
Zer's face.
There's a lot of faces on
There's
it.
5 faces.
Zim's face.
So what were you saying, John?
Can we just fight some mind flayers?
No.
Yeah,
No.
in 4E, every creature has its own battlefield manipulation powers that it uses. We just got to do it sometime. It's kind of fun. That's why I said Roll Tide. I think all of us agree to some degree, maybe not Jen.
I always enjoyed the combat portions, even though that's most of what took up our time. Doing it. And it was
So is this what is
at the time, yes.
what's the
Okay.
question again?
Set piece combat.
Is that something that happens in video games?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Name a video game that uses set
The,
piece combat.
the Call of Duty games, the single player campaigns, they're all set piece combat. They're like, what would be cool if you guys were like here, and or Uncharted.
Okay.
The Uncharted games, they're all set piece.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fine.
raid
There are
boss.
some of the
and there's
one or
often,
two
there's, but there's
Call of
often
Duty
like,
games.
like something he didn't mention. There's also like scripted element in it as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
On the
which are
third
kind of
round,
layered on top of
the
it.
tower falls over, and then it's
Okay. So I would say Roll Tide then. I mean, I was here sitting here just curious and listing all my favorite video games, and one of them on here is Call of Duty World at War, just because the campaign was so immersive and awesome. I loved it.
Okay, Roll Tide.
And
Oreo stuffing variants. The first. Well, let's just say, as the stuffing increases, are we Roll Tide or nah? Roll Tide.
Nah.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
But there's gotta be some
Nah.
point. There's gotta be some point where it's a gnaw. I mean, there.
you know where it becomes a gnaw?
But is there?
Double stuff. That's where it becomes a gnaw.
What?
Get out of here.
Original only.
Get out of
These
here.
mega stuff, they're the
They're
perfect
amazing.
incarnation of
No,
Oreos.
thank you.
But I mean, there has to be a point where it's so thick with cream in it that you say, nah, this is not a cookie anymore.
I think more than mega stuff would be too much, but mega stuff.
You
is where it's at.
mean the most stuffed?
Oh, I could probably
we
take
have
that.
we have most stuff.
We've done. we
Okay,
did that.
most stuff is good then.
Is it in the? It might be in the freezer. Hold up.
Had
In the freezer? No, it's not.
had.
Tim
Oh.
ate all of them.
Oh no.
I found them in the freezer the other day.
Man.
And let me say, Asa said, "Oh yeah, put them in the freezer." It's not great when you leave them in the freezer for a long time. Because then I was like, "Oh, an Oreo." I tried to bite into it. I had to wait a long time before I could actually eat that Oreo.
So they actually get hard.
Yeah,
Wow.
like a piece of ice. Like trying to
I would
bite
not have
into
guessed
it.
that.
There is nothing like a fresh pack of original Oreos and a glass of milk. That is.
Okay.
I mean, that's good, but there's nothing like a maybe 1 or 2 week old opened, exposed to the open air.
Yeah, you just open
Mega
it all the
stuffed
way up.
Oreos that are nice and chewy all the way.
Okay, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Roll Tide.
Nah,
Why don't you guys like it?
I prefer Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Cabernet has become my favorite drink, I think, period, over water.
Out of all
over
the drinks,
all the drinks. I mean, it is amazing.
I no longer drink anything but Cab Sav.
I'm telling you, like, that is pretty much the case.
But I'll say, Cab Sav gets a lot of hate.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. It does in the whiny community.
I don't know anything about
because they don't
this.
think it's like there's not enough subtlety to it or something. It's just like I'm wine, blah, and so it gets a lot of hate, but it really is delicious. It's better than Merlot 100% of the time.
Merlot's too sweet.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And
I only like dry wine.
That's why I like Cab.
I said
This
knock, 'cause
doesn't
I don't
sound like a very roll tide or gnaw kind of subject.
I don't like
We're-
dry and
this
bitter
is-
things.
This is the elaboration part, okay?
No, it just means because we're talking about wine and like what's good and what's not.
Muscadine wine. Roll Tide or not?
No.
Roll Tide.
Roll
I like
Tide.
it.
Tide.
Roll tide is fine. It's
Oh my
fine.
gosh, I hate it so much.
It's weird. It's a weird flavor.
So what kind of notes do you pick up on it? Wait, what kind of nose does it have?
B
A
flat.
flat.
Are you talking about this Cab?
Yeah.
Man, a lot like cherry and mocha and
I tend to pick up hints of burnt earth from the southern province.
It's got some
and
berry.
eastern
When I drink wine,
Europe.
I think this is what my thought
Some
process
moist
is.
soil.
Oh, it tastes like wine.
Oh, it's slightly bitter.
strawberry?
If I drink a big enough glass, I'll get a buzz.
I'm liking this.
Everybody now queue up Psalm in your Netflix queue and watch it and laugh.
I have seen that.
I wish it were Pinot Noir.
I need to get some Pinot.
All right,
Just
next,
kidding, bro. I love it.
Been a
Next topic, the metric system. Roll Tide or not?
Roll
No.
friggin' Tide. Roll Tide 900 times.
My head says it should be a Roll Tide. My heart says no.
I hate the standard system so much.
The imperial system is a system for human beings. It is a system that is suited to the form of humanity.
When you talk about how many meters someone is tall, or how
That's
many
garbage.
centimeters,
That is garbage. That is
it never
robot
works for
talk.
me. At the same time, it is a lot better in almost every way.
It is better in every single way.
There's almost no way that it's not better. But
No.
People talk about like how hot is it, and they're like it's 20 degrees. That's nonsense.
20 degrees Celsius versus 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's a big diff, baby.
Big difference.
When 100 equals boiling, that makes sense,
Why
right?
don't you use Kelvin, huh?
Or 0 equals freezing. Just makes sense.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
But it also makes sense
So
if you just grew up with 32 and...
212.
It doesn't make any
Okay.
sense at all. Even if you grow up with it, it makes no sense.
Do you know how
Sure
many
it does. Why wouldn't
countries?
it?
Do you know how many people?
It's
how
an
many
arbitrary...
countries
It's
use
just
it?
a number.
But how many people use it?
For no reason.
How many people use it?
It's the whole point of arbitrariness.
Wait, but how many people use it?
Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's right.
So what I don't like is that it
When
doesn't
people
scale.
breathe air.
Like the whole inches to feet to yards to miles. It doesn't scale right. They're just a bunch of random numbers. They're arbitrary numbers that aren't especially useful. But if you have centimeters to meters to kilometers, it's really obvious what that means. To meters to kilometers.
Yeah, that's what the Cylons say, who invented it.
It has a sense of scale that
am a
the
Cylon.
imperial
Sleeper
system
agents.
lacks. That's all I'll say. But my heart says I can't understand describing someone as being 72 centimeters tall
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Is that
That
even-
doesn't mean anything.
or weighing like 50 kilograms
Yeah, see, I don't know. I can't either. I have no idea. But it just...
or being 50 kilometers away.
The conversions just make so much more sense.
You just got those rose-colored glasses.
When you talk to machines, you use the metric system. The M in metric stands for machine. And
That is true, actually.
Yeah, and then when you talk to humans, use the imperial system.
Mm-hmm.
It's made for us. It's our system.
The imperialists.
Dungeons, dungeons. Roll Tide or no? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Road.
Jim, why did you say Roll Tide? You're supposed to say no. You're the one who even brought it up.
No, Tim's supposed to say no.
Wait, what? What?
Damn it.
I didn't get the memo. You didn't put a cover page.
No.
Increment your torches. Roll Tide or no?
we did that last time.
Wait. You
I
mean,
know. I just
you
tried.
said dungeons. You didn't say mega dungeons.
We did Mega Dungeons last time.
Okay, so dungeons, roll tide.
Roll
But
Tide.
just like any of these questions, there's subtlety. So what kind of dungeon is good and what kind of dungeon is bad?
Dungeons
Is
are
there a bad
isolated
dungeon?
places where there's danger, treasure, danger, reward, obstacles, and challenges.
For me, it's all about the aesthetic. It's not necessarily about whether it's a mega dungeon or not. It's all about the aesthetic. Like I really
So
didn't
it's
like
not about
maze-
the size. Size doesn't matter.
size doesn't matter. It's about how it's done, about how it's used, how the space is used. So
How the space is okay.
yeah. So you look at what was that one we did? Maze of the Blue Medusa. Not
Ye-
my style. Not my thing. But you look at
I don't remember. Wait, what is that?
Maze of the Blue Medusa.
I don't remember that one.
It feels like somebody had some part in that book.
Hmm.
Patrick Stewart. That's who it was.
That guy is a
Patrick Stewart.
genius.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Patrick Stewart's Maze of the Blue Medusa.
It seems like there was another person.
it was
but
only
I don't,
Patrick Stewart,
I don't remember
clearly.
who that would be.
It's
Captain
impossible.
Picard.
You know what would have
is
been great in that
amazing.
book if they had included art. I
Yeah,
feel like they really could have used some
just
illustration.
It was just words on white pages.
Do you know why Captain Picard is so good at writing things?
Why?
Because he lived 2 full lifetimes.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Nerd.
it. That's it.
what?
You remember that episode?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You remember that episode?
At least 2 lifetimes.
Do you remember that?
I think so.
And he was also
Hey,
aboard.
his
Spoiler alert.
His consciousness lived in this satellite and lived out his entire life and had married, had kids, and then he died,
Yeah.
and then he woke up. It's time to stop. Anyway,
Wait. But do you think he gained more knowledge from that or when he became a Borg? I mean, joining the collective and being fused with the collective mind, with the hive mind, and all their knowledge of all the species.
you'd expect him to be more different after those experiences than he was.
You thought.
Bruh.
That's the only sound effect. Bruh sound effect number 2 is the only one that you need.
Okay, so I just want to say, is there an example of like a useless dungeon or a bad dungeon or a stupid dungeon?
Yeah,
Like-
just like there's examples of useless,
Yes.
bad, and stupid people.
Yes, the little ones outside of the thing that we when Daniel did the thing and the stuff, and we went in those little hive thingies, and there was nothing in them.
Oh, you mean the
Wait, what?
barrows?
Yep, those.
You didn't like those? Oh, I didn't make them.
So you're saying anything that
You're approaching
it
them
doesn't
the
have
wrong way,
treasure.
though.
So you're
I
saying
know.
they're saying if there's no treasure,
Yeah.
if it's meaningless danger and there's no
The only reason I
reward.
felt that way is just because it was the end of the night. We wanted to get some action and we wanted to do something. We hadn't really done much that night, and then it was just such an anticlimactic way to end the
Listen, you
evening.
got to get your mind right.
So that was the problem.
That's not the way
It's
it
not
works.
all
I don't
about
think
the
you're
climax.
thinking clearly
I mean,
on
really, that's
Listen, that
you're just trying to end with a big bang all the time.
Those-
Sometimes it's about the
I
experience.
just want to
man.
have some sort of exciting experience in my evening.
those are in the context of the mega dungeon, right? You go out; those are on the surface. You know they're not. Maybe you find a jackpot. Probably not. It's all about risk reward and managing that. It's not going to be a Hollywood movie every time.
But
Your
is
mom's
it
a
is it but is
jackpot.
it fine tuned to have those experiences?
Yes,
Is it optimal
yes,
to use any time on that?
yes.
John, is it optimal at all? Is it ever optimal to waste time like that?
It's not wasting. That's
Yes, I
that's
think
begging
so.
the question.
Yeah. Yes.
Question has been begged.
Oh, okay. When
John says yes. Yeah.
you know what I
Tim?
think should
Tim?
immediately disqualify you from Earth when you say beg the question, but you mean prompts the question.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Or it brings up the question.
Yes.
Or it brings to mind the question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You should
You're using a
eject
technical
yourself
term
if you do
in
that.
the wrong way.
Launch yourself into space.
Yes.
Goodbye.
On a rocket ship by yourself,
I once-
Dragons.
like the Hulk.
Wait.
Bye. You're not done. Oh, you got little special things to say, Tim?
Tim. Wait, Tim's going to talk.
No,
Hold on.
y'all just going to want to edit it out.
Okay. Well, then don't say it.
You
I
already-
haven't,
Tim, listen, you're already on mute, so.
I haven't had to press the break button one time. I've not had to do one edit.
I was
I'm
just-
gonna roll.
Is this
He
gonna
almost
be-
did, then I edited myself.
There you
I
go.
was just going to say, I once had a marital counselor explain to me marital relations is a lot of times it's just like having mac and cheese, but sometimes it's like a steak dinner. Most of the time it's probably mac and cheese, but that's okay.
Is this
perfectly
wait? Is this
okay.
about sex?
This is about dungeons.
Oh.
Sometimes it's going to be steak dinner. It's going to be nice. It's going to be thick with nutrients and flavor and everything is great. Sometimes it's just a dungeon, baby. You just go in there
But-
and you just
but-
got to do your thing. And you get nutrients from it, but it's not the best nutrients.
Hey, guess
It's not the
what? If
best flavor.
everything is a 10, then 10s are
That's the new
zeros.
normie. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm gonna throw out there like maybe it should be optimized so that everything's a 10 all the time.
It's
And
not
then
possible.
nothing's a 10.
If everything is crazy all the time and every room is super unique and awesome, then it's made as the Blue Medusa.
You're basically you're basically
Yes.
Every room is a shot of heroin.
You know, that's a good point. I think I would have enjoyed some of those rooms a lot more
Tone it down a bit.
if it was like just one room in a space that had other
It's
normal
like
rooms
every
around it.
third room is like not dangerous and it's just like really low key.
Yeah, that's
But it's
literally
secretly the
how
most
it is in
dang-
BX.
Yeah.
But it's
1/3 of
secret-
the rooms are empty.
But it's secretly the most dangerous room of all.
All
Like,
right.
oh, a pleasant room.
All right, dragons, roll tide or nah?
Roll
Of course,
Tide.
roll tide. I don't know why
Nah.
somebody suggested.
Who would not
I
like
don't
dragons?
believe you. I don't believe you for 1 second.
wait.
Jim.
Okay.
does
So,
the Blazer
so
say?
the reason I want to bring this up is this. What kind of dragon do you mean, really? I mean,
Any of them, except for good ones. Good ones suck. There should never be a good dragon.
that's what I'm saying. So you're bringing up the point that I'm talking about.
That's because it's a subversion of dragonness.
So if a dragon is intelligent, I think it seems certain that there's going to be some good dragons.
No,
Some dragons whose values align with your values in some way.
No.
Whose needs or goals align with your needs and goals.
dragons are icons of evil and antipathy to humanity, and that's how they should stay.
Well, that's what
Gary? Uncle Gary?
No,
No,
he made good dragons in D&D. The metallic dragons.
I was gonna say, so
yeah.
on the mythological worldview.
Gold, silver,
Yeah,
bronze.
don't mention him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna speak his name. Almost did, but I'll say on the mythological worldview, that is the way it was. I mean, there are symbols of antipathy to humanity, chaos, of disorder, of everything to struggle against. But they're also where all the treasure is.
Give me that chaos snake.
Mm-hmm. And that's beautiful. That's great. But the reason that I would put this on the list and say nah is because of the characterization of dragons as being like friendly, or like they're like friendly wizards or something like that, but they happen to be dragons sometimes.
Yeah, I hate that, John.
Yeah, they're like, go do this stuff for me and stuff. You guys, I'm interacting with you for some reason, even though I'm 4,000 years old. I mean, really.
Just
I'm
give me-
creating a new
give me
D&D
a-
campaign where we're all dragon riders and we have
Give me
dragons,
a scaly
we're
boy
friends,
who is sleepy on some gold pieces.
and we ride.
And he
and
just
we-
grumpy and greedy.
Yep.
and we ride around together and we do stuff and we're friends. That's me
He's
and the
hoarding
dragon.
what humanity needs to survive, and he gains no benefit from it.
Do you hear what he just said? That's beautiful. Now, where did they start to go wrong?
Tui.
Yeah,
Dragonlance.
Dragon
I mean,
Lance.
so
Some people
you know,
want to be secretly be a dragon in human form.
Oh, don't talk about it.
So Gary he's hiding under the table or whatever. He's running his games. I mean, did a good dragon ever come up and won his game?
Yes, of course. All the metallic dragons are good.
Okay, and I wonder where that slippery slope came from.
I don't know.
When you start to conceptualize dragons as being possibly good, I don't know.
I think
I think they start having minds.
in Eastern cultures, they're not uniformly viewed as bad.
Mm.
So that might be it. I don't know.
I mean, I think when you come up with anything that has like the sentient and conscious, and like, you can conceivably be like, there could be a good one eventually.
They could be
Yeah,
conceptualized
you're
as like
tempted-
forces of nature that are that you can't harness
Yes,
or something.
you're correct
like
about that. Also, you're tempted to think because they're sentient, they must have the capability of being good. But as we know from people who live in Tennessee, that's not true.
Wow,
I thought that was Florida.
Also Florida. Yeah, I was about to say.
ipso facto, I can see it no other way. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Florida man. proves
I'm
you
corrected.
Classic D&D monsters. While we're on it, beholders. Roll Tide or not?
wrong. No.
Roll Tide.
Wow. you said
Whoa!
no.
Do you have like some PTSD from beholders or something?
Yeah, man, they're just brutal.
They are some bad boys. Now, have you ever fought one, John?
Nope. I've not fought any of the classic D&D monsters. Not a single one.
Oh man.
What?
Beholders are so bad. So check it out,
So
John.
I love beholders.
They've got a big eye in the chest, right? And guess what you know what that eye does?
It turns you to stone.
Nope.
No, I mean you say it's their chest, but
Okay, whatever. Their body.
so they're ball shaped. They're shaped like balls.
Like that one up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, big orb.
Yeah.
And-
Oh yeah. So if you guys, so one time Tim made a custom beholder, and he has like a whole post about it. You guys should. We might link to it.
It's
in
on our
comments.
blog.
How old
Yeah,
is
you guys should Google it. Look back
Years.
to it.
Wow.
Because it was great. And it was
Still
it was
lights up.
in a set piece combat.
Yeah,
It was the central focus, and it was great. It was a great fight. It was fun.
for sure.
You need to paint it.
So the eye, John, the big eye, it emits a cone of anti-magic.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
And then all of its little tentacles, eye stalks, they shoot different spells, like strong ones, like disintegrate.
Like one does disintegrate, one does death, one does petrification, one does paralysis.
So in a sense, it's really dumb. Like it's definitely something that was made for D&D and has the D&D aesthetic rather than a mythological aesthetic, like many of the D&D monsters. But I kind of like it even so.
Yeah,
I like it for its mechanical challenge. Like it if you know you're going to encounter a beholder.
Oh yeah,
I think it can be a really interesting way of like so you got to solve like a very complicated problem.
yes.
How to kill a beholder.
Yeah, you know, if you know a beholder's coming up like we did in that campaign, maybe a couple campaigns, I forget.
I only remember fighting this one.
Okay, then yeah, so there's a ton to think about, and beforehand, and then also during the fight.
We also fought a spectator, but it was a very different entity.
Yeah, they're
We
they're
kind of
babies.
trolled
Beholder
it
lights.
for hours. It felt, so that was that time that like we were two-manning Tim's campaign of Mines of Fandelver.
That's right.
And and a spectator was there, and we had played it with a lot of players up until that point, but that night it was just D and I for some reason.
Oh yeah, and we had to do
like
so many
wrapping
hit
it
and
up.
run tactics. Yeah,
we were just it was a mess.
it was fun times.
So
Okay,
by the way,
But-
to kill a beholder, just get the monk to jump on top of them and then make sure that it fails its save against petrification and turns to stone, which causes it to crush the beholder
D&D stories, everybody.
under its weight.
All right,
So
next,
this one time,
okay.
this one time.
This one time.
Next, guys, let me tell you about this. Okay, so when you're at a con and you're in line to play organized D&D play, it's a rule of the universe. There will always be a guy who's in line who wants to talk your ear off about D&D stories that you don't care about.
And probably something awesome that he always does.
Tour.
Yeah,
There's something awesome he has like a trick.
Yeah.
There's an awesome tip that he always has, and it's like his thing.
All right, next thing, owl bears. Roll Tide or not?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, Roll Tide. I think they're adorable.
They're one of the coolest mythical beings I've ever heard
But
of.
they're not
so
actually
cool.
mythical. They're not from any existing mythology. They're just D&D monsters created from this weird Japanese toy
Would
they
that,
had.
would that not be still considered mythical?
No,
Okay.
they don't
Hybrid.
feature in any myths.
Can we go back and say what mythical means then?
It's
I
a
guess?
hybrid.
Featuring in myths.
In real world mythologies.
Well, I'm just saying. So John might have had a myth like in his culture.
No, that's not a thing.
And
He's from
is that like a
California, which is
California thing?
California.
Like,
It's foreign country.
I don't know. Yeah.
so the owlbear always represents.
What does the sun look like in California?
What color is the sky?
How many
in your
moons are
world?
there?
Oh, there's a few moons.
There's at least 2 moons. You looked
Yeah.
out to them every night.
Especially
to
on the
theme
beach.
song.
They're all over the place.
Oh no.
All right.
Owl bears, they're great. Okay, next one. Boulets. Yes, it's pronounced boulet.
No.
Wait,
kind
are
of
we
a
talking about the
si-
blaze like in
No,
like the Minecraft blaze?
Blay.
Because
B-U-
Minecraft blaze are nah for sure.
Bullette.
No.
I hate the name. Hate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a gnaw purely on the name.
I don't even know what this is. So
I wish-
no?
I like the idea of the creature.
Land
I
shark.
don't know. I like it.
Yeah, it's a land shark. It burrows.
Oh, the belay. Yeah, we fought against those things.
Yeah, we did that in Princes of the Apocalypse.
Only in that cartoon are they okay.
What cartoon?
What was the one back in the day?
You mean
when
the
D&D
90s,
cartoon?
like human shark dudes
Yes.
who are superheroes? Yeah. So that I'm down with. This I'm
What
not.
was that
because-
called? What was the human shark thing? What was that called?
Oh my gosh.
So
what was that
look
called?
look that up on your phone
Shark
while I'm
Squad.
talking.
All right, while you're
Yeah,
doing that,
so-
mind flayers, roll tight or not.
I'm not done. Son. So sharks freaking scare the crap out of me. So that's a gnaw on that front. And two, the name belay.
Street sharks.
Oh, street sharks.
I had,
yes.
I had forgotten about street shark.
Street
Wait,
sharks. They're so,
did,
rad.
did street sharks? Did they burrow underground?
No.
Yes, they might have. Look at how beefy they were. Look at their abs.
Oh yeah, baby, they're
Bruh.
jacked.
They had six packs.
They're jacked. Look at
Oh
that.
my gosh.
People, look, Google Street Sharks, the '90s cartoon.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh my
rad.
gosh, did someone do like a really high,
Like a high quality
real
comic?
world high quality rendition?
There's
All
a
right, guys,
couple of those.
we got to wrap this up.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
Mind flayers, roll tight or not.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man.
I want to give them a nod for the same reason I give Beholders a nod, but Roll Tide.
They're so cool. In
'cause
Demon Souls, they're the best.
They're so metal.
Do you remember them in Demon Souls? Did you in the Tower
Yeah.
of Latria?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah,
Brutal.
they are
Yeah,
so good.
maybe don't Google street sharks.
Wait, what?
apparently there's street shark porn.
Oh,
That's
no.
fine.
I can't imagine.
Why? Why?
What?
I guess that's rule 32,
Okay,
right?
let's start over.
If it exists.
Can you Google Street Sharks cartoon? Is that safer?
That's what I did Google.
Oh no.
Game
Rip.
over.
No, it's not. I googled. Was it like humanoid shark cartoon? That's
Yep.
right. That's what
Yeah,
I googled.
there you go.
So
Be more
so
specific.
what do you like most about Mind Flayers?
Aesthetic is awesome. Also, that they just want to eat your brains. That's great. That they're smart and mastermind characters while also being physically repulsive, but not physically robust. They're kind of willowy. They're not super strong. And
Glass
I
cannon.
enjoy all those contrasts.
Unfortunately,
They-
they're
they-
basically the Nazis. of monsters.
Well, and
Yeah.
they also always serve someone else, and so anytime you
do?
see one, always 100%.
They do?
Yeah.
I thought they always just had other people serving them.
Dang it. Yes.
Like-
I think that's fake news.
They have an extra dimensional entity called
Big mind flayer.
Giant Mind Flayer.
Big brain
Well, I
cutter.
mean, it's basically
that's
their-
big if true.
It's basically their Cthulhu.
Listen, I
But-
did a lot of research on this when I was running the Underdark campaign, and that's definitely the case.
Okay, well,
Well,
in
yeah,
my-
they serve that entity, but it's realistically, it's like in the game, you're never going to encounter that entity, right?
They're like slaves. Hold up a second.
I think you're thinking of the Githyanki or Githzerai, right?
Nope.
I mean, they're definitely a very different race, but
Okay, well, while Jim's looking that up, mind flayers are great.
Fact check.
Evan, can you fact check that for me?
where's the mouse range?
All right, so let's move on from
I'm using the Google.
mind flayers while Jim looks that up. Here's our last one. It's a classic one. I'm glad we're ending on it. Goblins. Roll tide or nah?
Roll Tide.
Roll tide.
Are they vampire goblins? And do they have pot bellies?
No, just goblins.
Roll Tide.
Goblins are my favorite monster in the world.
They're pretty sweet.
I love them more than anything else.
Why?
Tolkien.
So, several reasons. One, from a challenge perspective, you can always fight a goblin. And if you get strong, you can just fight more goblins. 2, they're about the size of humans. 3, the movie The Descent. 4, I hate fun goblins or like cute goblins or like goblins that are good guys or PC goblins. All that stuff is garbage. Goblins to me represent resentment, envy, and base hatred. And I love that.
Goblins.
Also, they're smart, so you can talk to them, which I also like as well. They're not just like an animal, but they're like a degraded form of humanity. They're a dark mirror in which you see the depths to which you yourself may devolve given the right set of circumstances and failure of will saves and in real life.
Time out.
Goblin Slayer.
Fact check is in.
Okay.
So, Mind Flayer colonies.
I don't like the idea of a colony of anything except ants.
So anytime you have multiple mind flayers, so mind flayer colonies, they operate with a single hive mind, controlled by an elder brain,
I don't like that either.
a singular entity that exerts a telepathic control simultaneously over any mind flayer within a radius of 5 miles. Yes, it's very precise, 5 miles. 8 kilometers. It says
Sorry, I
8
don't understand.
kilometers.
What is 8 kilometers? That doesn't mean anything.
Is that like far? So I could...
I think we're 8 kilometers away right now.
So I could hit it with a baseball. The elder brain was the heart of the community. Held in a pool of briny fluids, the elder brain consisted of all the brains of dead mind flayers in the colony. It served as the center of a communication network, relaying information received from one mind flayer to the entire colony, storing all the collective knowledge of the colony and issuing commands to an individual mind. Are you liking mind flayers less
No,
now?
I don't like them to be merged with
Are you
the
liking them
Borg.
less now?
I want them to just be creepy Cthulhu boys that are wizards. That's all I want.
How does the elder brain eat?
One mind flayer sees ye, and they all see. One mind, one nasty, suspicious mind.
And what does it eat?
I don't like that.
Elminster said that. You guys know Elminster said that?
Elminster's fake news.
And there's like a lot about this on here about that. So
Agonadzar.
spoiler alert, there were elder brains. Anyways.
Okay, well, to me,
Okay,
that
so
doesn't
goblins
exist.
are great though.
So everybody like goblins?
Yeah, what's wrong with goblins?
Nothing. They're perfect the way they are. Also, if you've not seen the movie The Descent, you should see it. It's not a great movie, but the portrayal of the monsters in that are like goblins are smarter than those monsters and can talk with you, so that's why they're better. But the portrayal is great, and the brutality of the fights in cramped caves is great.
So if you're to take Vincent Baker's advice about taking an NPC and characterizing it by a single organ or single emotion, like how would you characterize a goblin?
It's eyes. I think of goblins as avaricious.
That's very quick and easy.
Because
answer.
Gollum is a kind of goblin to me.
That's a really good thought.
Or that scene in Fellowship of the Ring where they encounter the goblins in Moria, and then they're all surrounded when they're running through the Great Hall.
Yep.
And then that one kind of does this little growly thing, and it's got these huge eyes that are very elaborate. It's got the slits in its eyes. It's very pronounced.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, go back and watch it. It's a very quick scene, but that one goblin has like really big eyes.
Yep.
When it snarls at him.
Anyway.
I remember that. I also like when Legolas shoots a arrow right through one's head and the arrow comes out the back. It's pretty great.
Yeah, like they're always seeing and just watching all your things and hardly seeing you at all.
Lord of the Rings goblins are superior to Hobbit goblins.
Yep.
They're
more cartoony.
Yeah, too cartoony. Not good enough.
By the way, when you talk about mind flayers, or that's what I think about
What's that from?
Doctor Who.
Gross.
It's the Ood.
It's got too many tentacles.
And then if you look it up, they actually like have this like brain hive mind. It's almost like they took the mind flayers and created the Ood.
I mean, they probably
Yeah,
did.
it's because it's product identity from Wizards, and you can't use it without their permission. You can't say Mind Flayer or Illithid.
Yeah.
Which they don't have like powers like a mind flayer, so they're really.
They're
Of
lame.
course, because Doctor Who's lame and not a good show, and you should never watch it.
It's pretty good. I love it.
Wait, is that are they the
No
ones that
rules.
you couldn't really see that were like manipulating
No.
everything?
That's
That
the
was
silence.
that was really awesome.
Yes.
That was actually so.
I think Daniel would
listen.
like those characters.
So I've seen very little
races.
Doctor Who. This is Jim. Yeah, this is Jim. So Jim, I've seen very little Doctor Who. I've seen a few episodes. I saw that, and that was awesome.
Yes.
that was sick.
Yeah, so the silence is a race of aliens that when you're not looking at them, you forget you ever even saw them. And so they could be all around you, but every time you look away and you don't see them, you forget they were ever there, and you forget seeing them and everything.
No, but they've lived and manipulated
Yes.
all of human history for who knows how long.
Yes.
Like could be thousands of years, could be hundreds of years, could
Yes.
be dozens of years. They've always been there, and you don't know how much of anything you care about is
But-
they're doing.
Spoiler
It
alert.
was really awesome.
There was another race that was the same thing to those guys that they are to humanity.
Huh?
And then it just keeps going all the way
Oh,
down.
yeah.
So it's silence all the way down.
Yep.
By the way, if you're listening to this and you appreciate Doctor Who, especially if you're a patron and you're in the Discord, please back me up and say, hey, Doctor Who's awesome.
Yeah, let John know.
Let me know that I'm not alone in
He's
this.
not completely
I know
ridiculous.
Stacy's with me.
Doctor Who's like 4 out of 10.
That's you're not helping your case.
I realized that after I said it.
We have to end this now.
Don't we have
Go-
one? Is that the last question?
It's not. We never
No.
talked
John
about
passed
Anthem,
me a
but it's
note.
fine.
Oh, well, we don't have to do that one. You don't.
And
have to.
also,
no, we should. We should
And
do way
also, I have
more.
another one on here, Anthem. I don't want to talk about it. I think we're
That's
done.
fine. That's fine.
We can always say things
Anthem, nah.
for the Roll Tide or Nah
We
pre-sequel.
can't speak of Anthem
I
yet.
feel like we should end on a high note. I don't know if that was the high note.
The high note should be the one I wrote down then.
Wait, we need a
Because
climax.
everyone's going to say Roll Tide.
No
that
one's
one.
ever played that.
What?
No one's played King's Quest except you.
No.
Roll Tide.
I played
Wait,
King's
hold-
Quest.
Wait, you wrote King's Quest down and passed him King's
Also,
Quest?
I played
Yes.
Quest. I played Quest for Glory too, which is like a successor to King.
I never played Quest for Glory, but the original King's Quest, Roll Tide.
Those games are silly.
They're great.
It's like the same thing. You ever,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
You ever play Loom?
No.
Monkey Island.
No. I don't like those little pixel games.
They were great for their time, that's for sure. A little adventure.
If you walk up to the rock, you type in "look under rock,"
So is Napoleon.
and then you look under and like, oh, there's a hole in the ground. Look in hole. There's a dagger in the hole. Pick up dagger.
Yeah, it's just like D&D with more steps.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
You found a groove.
Roll Tide or not. Wait, no. Just GG no re. I mean, there's nothing else. We're done.
Did you know read Roll Tide or no?
No.
Undecided. Yeah.
Good night, everybody.